All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for your time this evening and joining me live for this presentation on essential oils for pregnancy, birth, and postpartum support. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Donna Raymond. I am a sacred feminine educator and women's mentor. So I run an online wisdom school, which you can find at wisewoman.com. I am a mother of three beautiful daughters. I am a free birthing mama and a natural birth advocate, as well as a doTERRA Platinum team leader and a wellness advocate as well, which is a big reason why I felt to kind of compile my passions in creating this webinar. So a little bit about my story is I first was introduced into high quality essential oils in 2007, and that was by my midwife at the time when I was pregnant with my first daughter, Aurora. Now, she had suggested that I use clary sage and lavender and to purchase those oils to have with me in my little birth kit as I birthed at the Mariba Birthing Centre. When I became a mother, as most mothers will attest to, my whole perspective on life changed. And I was always into kind of natural alternatives, but I think becoming a mother, it really solidified my perspective on our social conditioning and a lot of the toxic chemicals that we had in our house. And then essential oils kind of came into my life as a way to create a harmonious home and to limit the toxic load. Then it was a few years later, I think it was 2010, I started really using essential oils to combat an incredible mold bloom that we had here in the rainforest, and that really opened up my eyes to the power of essential oils. And I started my journey with doTERRA in 2016, and it has completely radically transformed my life, more so on the emotional well-being spectrum, which is a big reason why I feel called to share what I have learned from experience. And also, I'm a researcher. I like to compile information and provide valuable information for people to be able to make informative choices and decisions to become empowered in their own health and well-being and to take it back into their own hands. Yeah. So what you're going to learn in this webinar this evening, if you are new to essential oils, you're going to learn what they are, why doTERRA is so amazing, and why you're going to love having these products in your life if you don't already. I'm going to share with you some oil safety and, in my opinion, the must-have oils for pregnancy, birth and postpartum, and how to use them as well. And then at the end, I will give you a run through on how to get these oils. So let's get started. So first and foremost, I need to provide a disclaimer that everything that I share here is for educational purposes only. I've done a lot of research in the last couple of weeks to compile this information. What I feel is factual and correct from the sources that I've pulled it from. But with respects to pregnancy, everybody is different, and that's just general anyway. But because women are very sensitive with pregnancy and also carrying that baby, I really recommend that take this information on board. And if you have any hesitations at all, please reach out to your healthcare professional or provider and just double check for safe usage as well, because we all have different ways that we connect with the essential oils, and we all have different skin sensitivities as well. And I'm a big advocate for safety first, and you'll learn a little bit more as we go along. So what are essential oils? So essential oils are highly volatile aromatic plant compounds. So if you've ever gone into your garden and there's an aromatic herb there, say for instance basil or mint, and you rub those leaves together, that aroma that is being released is the essential oil. Yeah. So essential oils are lipophilic, which means that they dissolve in the fat cells, which makes it really fantastic for topical application as they penetrate through the dermal layers into the skin, and then they work on a cellular level. So they're not only fantastic for helping to support us with any types of bacteria or that, but they also penetrate the cell wall, so they can help with viruses too. So that's just on a general health and well-being and an immune side, yeah? So they are super, super potent. They're up to 50 to 70 times stronger than herbs. Yes, so with essential oils, less is more. That's why 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. And if you have a look at this image on the right-hand side here, that's a magnified perspective of a peppermint leaf, and that little globule there is the essential oil sac that sits on the leaf. So as I mentioned before, if you were to rub that mint together, you would be releasing the aroma from that essential oil sac on the leaf, yeah? And just with respects to the potency of the oils and also how much you get with respects to less being more, one 15 ml bottle of oil, of doTERRA essential oil, has around 250 drops in it. So just kind of take that on board as you begin to explore the possibilities of, you know, how much you're going to get out of each bottle of oil, and the fact that all essential oils have many different chemical compositions which you can use for different things. So it's not like you're using peppermint for only one thing, yeah? So how fast do the oils work? So this is generally speaking for a pregnant woman, it's going to be a lot different, and I'll speak to that a little bit later, but it takes around 22 seconds for the molecules to reach the brain, and that's working with the olfactory system. So the olfactory bulb is located in the nose, and our sense of smell is the only one of the 5 senses where it directly bypasses the blood-brain barrier and goes straight towards the amygdala and works with the limbic system. The limbic system is responsible for stored memories and emotions. So essential oils are fantastic for emotional support and well-being, yeah? So in around 2 minutes, they'll be found in the bloodstream, and around 20 minutes, you'll be able to find them on a cellular level throughout the whole body. And that's why if you're using them topically, say for instance, you wanted help with a headache and you were using lavender or peppermint or something, after about 15 to 20 minutes, you should start to feel the muscles begin to ease up and you get those benefits from them. So here's the interesting thing about essential oils is that not all oils are created equally, and I want to share with you the doTERRA difference and why I am super passionate about sharing these oils, because of the quality first and foremost, yeah? So doTERRA runs under the CPTG trademark, which stands for the Certified Pure Tested grade in Australia. And what that means is that each batch of oil goes through rigorous testing, both in-house from a company perspective and then third-party testing as well, so that you can be assured that each bottle of oil is 100% pure. There are no synthetics, no fillers, no nasties in there, yeah? And that with the essential oil market, it is an unregulated industry, which means that you could go to a $2 shop or a thrift shop and, have a bottle of oil there that says it's therapeutic grade. And there's no governing body to validate those claims, which is a big reason why doTERRA created this trademark, to create that standard for a global market, yeah? The biggest thing that sets doTERRA apart from any other essential oil company on the market today is the fact that they source their oils globally from around the world with the botanical network through co-impact partnerships. And the beautiful part about that is they will actually source the oils where the plants grow either indigenously or they're thriving due to soil and climate. So that's fantastic, because then we know that the therapeutic content of the oils, so the potency of these plants, is intact, yeah? So doTERRA don't own any of their farms. They actually worked with co-impact partnerships. So they will go on amazing sourcing expeditions to, I'm pretty sure it's around 2/3 of all of the oils that doTERRA sources come from what we consider developing nations, and they will go in and they will create mutually beneficial relationships with these farmers and harvesters and growers and distilleries, and they will work with the people in those communities. So what this does for a lot of these people in developing countries is it allows a strong driving economy where the people are getting paid above fair trade wages on time with the commitment of consistent income. So what this is actually doing is helping to raise a lot of these communities out of poverty, and it gives them a sense of empowerment that they can then work the land, which they want to do, and be able to provide for their family and have an income generated from those activities. The biggest thing that totally got my heart on board, I am a philanthropist at heart, is the Healing Hands Foundation. So with the philanthropy side is knowing that by purchasing the oils, I'm connected to this co-impact partnerships, but I'm also connected to these amazing endeavors through the Healing Hands Foundation. So I'll speak to two of those, which are my favorites. And that the first one is the Days for Girls campaign. So that works with a lot of wellness advocates will get together and they will come together and create menstrual pads, so cloth pads and menstrual products, and then distribute them to a lot of young menarche women that are entering into this initiation into womanhood, that are coming from places where it's considered dirty. These young girls are cast out of the community. A lot of them miss out on school, so their education dwindles, and that's their framework of their imprint of becoming a woman, that, you know, they're dirty and that there's this thing happens. So by giving them these fresh sanitary products that are reusable, rewashable as well, it's helping to empower these girls so that they don't have to give up on school, and that it's giving them a sense of strength and fulfillment by being a young woman in the world today. And that just totally fills my heart up, because my background is in the red tent movement and sharing women's empowerment through women's circles. Yeah. The biggest draw card for me, and this is like, I'll try to get through this without crying because it totally strikes my heart, is that doTERRA has partnered with Operation Underground Railroad Rescue, which is an organisation that works from donations to help rescue children from sexual slavery and also other slavery as well. But the child sexual exploitation is the biggest driving force. So what doTERRA did is they partnered with Operation Underground Railroad Rescue and created the Hope blend that you see on the screen there. So it means that any wellness advocate that purchases a bottle of Hope in Australia, that's $26 or it's 20 US dollars, all proceeds, so not a profit margin, all proceeds go towards helping to fund Operation Underground Railroad Rescue. Now, they say that it is approximately 2,000 US dollars to rescue one child and also to rehabilitate that child. So I think this is an amazing initiative to be connected to, and to know that that I can purchase products that are actually connected to creating a positive impact in the world. So how do you use your essential oils safely? Now, this is a big area to get into, because we all want to make sure that we're using these potent and powerful plant medicines as safely as possible. Yeah. So the first basic thing to consider is, I guess you would say that it's common sense. But in this day and age, common sense sometimes isn't really that common. So we've got to keep reevaluating our safety tips. Yeah. So the first thing is to avoid contact with your eyes, ears, nose, or any other mucous membranes. Yeah. If you happen to have any type of skin sensitivity or reaction, you would use a vegetable oil or a carrier oil to wipe down that surface. As we know, oils and water don't mix, so you need to be using that, say a coconut oil, or, you know, if you're at home and you have an accident, then you would be using your olive oil. Yeah. Always read the labels. I know that this sounds really simple, but sometimes people forget, particularly when you get really excited about having your essential oils. And the reason being is that many different oils create different skin sensitivities. Like we have a few hot oils which can actually create a topical burn. Now, my story with that is, say, oregano is one of the hot oils, and I didn't believe it. So me being the critical minded person that I am, I had to test it for myself. So it burns and the burning kind of accumulates and it grows over time. So definitely read the labels and always dilute your essential oils anyway. If you're using a citrus oil, just be mindful that they are photosensitive. So what that means is that you don't want to be applying them topically and then going out in direct sunlight. So they say for around 12 to 24 hours, but in my opinion, it depends where you are. You know, the sun up in North Queensland is quite brutal as compared to, you know, maybe somewhere down in Melbourne where there's a lot of cloud cover. So I would just do a general rule of 24 hours and apply those oils where the sun don't shine. Yeah. And just to reiterate that these oils are super powerful. They are not like an essence or a plant extract. They are a pure essential oil. So less is more. You will literally be using 1 or 2 drops at a time. So as I mentioned before, it's always the best practice to dilute the essential oils. So you can dilute that with any carrier oil. So fractionated coconut oil is fantastic oil to use. What it means is it's taken one of the fatty chains, I don't know, baby brain today. But it's the fat in it that makes the oil go solid and also creates that stain and that residue. So the fractionated coconut oil doesn't create that, and it doesn't have an odor either, which is fantastic to know if you're making blends. You're not going to have any coconut overtones come in with it. Working with your carrier oils, whether it's, you know, fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, macadamia oil, I've heard people use avocado oil. It helps to absorb the essential oil so that they can penetrate the dermal layer a lot easier, and it makes them spread as well. Whoop. So I found this really cool document online. I've got the link in the next slide. I'm just going to share some fun facts. So this comes from the International Federation of Professional Aromatherapists. So these are their words, not mine. I'm simply sharing this from an education perspective because with respects to pregnancy, birth, postpartum, there's a lot of contentious information online. And I wanted to make sure that if I was going to be presenting information, that it's coming from a clear source and that it's factual and safe. So the things stated in this document, which I thought were valid enough to point out, is that therapeutic essential oils can present very little hazard in comparison to synthetic oils, which is fantastic to know that doTERRA are 100% pure, certified pure, tested grade essential oils. They are the highest quality oils that you can get on the market, which is fantastic because you know that they're safe enough to use when you're using them safely. Yeah. Here's an interesting fact that pregnant women develop a thicker layer of fat underneath the skin, which acts as a safety area between the baby and the essential oil. Essential oils dissolve in fat. As I mentioned, they were lipophilic and will be more likely to rest in the fatty layers, which give a slow release treatment rather than an immediate one, as they release more slowly into the tissue. So this relates back to that slide, which was, you know, how quickly do the essential oils work? 22 seconds that reaches the blood-brain barrier, and then up to 20 minutes to saturate the whole system. So if you are pregnant, just be mindful that if you're working with it for helping to support any kind of ailment in that respect, that it might take a little bit longer for you to feel the benefits of the oils working. Pregnant women have a heightened sense of smell throughout pregnancy. So a 1% blend, so that's diluted to a 1% ratio, will be less offensive to the olfactory system. And I can totally attest to this because when I was in labor, I had, I had one of those pool noodles on my birthing pool, and with the warmth from it, it just released a whole craze of smells. Like my partner couldn't smell it, but I could, and it was so offensive that I'd like totally chucked that pool noodle out, and I just labored in the bathtub, the birthing pool on its own. So Pregnant women have a raised melanin stimulating hormone level, therefore are more likely to burn in strong sunlight. So this is in relation to using your citrus oils. If you are pregnant, use them with caution, because if you're more likely to have a strong burn to sunlight, it means that your photosensitivity is going to be greater while working with the essential oils. Yeah, so really keep that in mind. Most oils are suitable for use during pregnancy. The real danger comes when the dosages are incorrect or irresponsible. Essential oils work with the body, not against it. So the body always remains in control with low doses of oils. And that's what I really want to solidify, that if you are pregnant, that you're using super low doses. Less is more, and that you can apply them more frequently if you need to, rather than having strong doses. Essential oils are not to be used in the birth pool. Now, I came across some like mind-blowing Pinterest slides about women putting essential oils in their birth pools, and it totally freaked me out. And as it mentions here, that baby will come out with its eyes open. Yeah, and so you don't want to create any type of response to the essential oils. If you are birthing in water, just keep it as water. You don't need anything else in that water. And if you are going to be working with your essential oils, it would be best to be diffusing them. Yeah. And it also mentions here to avoid essential oils during an epidural. Down below, you can see that link there. You don't need to copy this down. I will be uploading this webinar onto YouTube as well, so I'll include that link listed below. So here are my must-have oils, which provide multiple usage. Yeah. So I'm speaking specifically to using these oils aromatically and topically. So here's one of my favorite all-time oils, which is frankincense. It's known as the king of the oils. It has powerful anti-inflammatory qualities to promote a relaxation. So it will help to reduce any tension stored in the body. Fantastic if you're pregnant, if you're in labor, postpartum as well. It's got that all-round usage. This is one of the must-have essential oils. You would apply this to the back of the neck during labor, obviously diluted, just being mindful that if it's you in labor, or if you're a birth worker and you're working with a woman in labor, always ask for consent first. Just want to share that we really have to honor pregnant women with their consent of what they feel open to using. Yeah. So by applying it up to the back of the neck and the shoulders, it's going to help reduce the tension for a birthing mother, help them to relax in the body, relax the jaw, and soften into breathing their baby through. So frankincense is also a very sacred and spiritual oil. So it's really awesome to use in pregnancy or even preconception if you want to connect with the soul or the energy of your child and begin to work on those dreaming realms as well. Lavender. Lavender is another powerful must-have oil that you use it for many different applications. It has powerful analgesic, anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, antidepressant qualities. It is the perfect oil to have in your bag and a diffuser for birth. And the reason being is it's going to create that really beautiful, relaxed and calm ambience. And that's what we want to be creating for pregnant women, so that they can drop into their body and allow their body to do what the body knows how to do. Yeah. So this is a fantastic oil to blend with your frankincense. I find that it's a powerful combination. For me, postpartum, frankincense and lavender was my lifesaver. I share a funny story that I would like put a drop of frankincense in one hand and then lavender in the other, rub them together, deeply inhale, and then I would rub that up the back of my neck and my shoulders. And within 5 to 10 minutes, I felt like that mum zombie, that crazy lioness that you don't want to get up in the, when you get up in the morning and you're a bit snappy and cranky. The frankincense and the lavender just help to subdue and to just remove that cranky, snappy energy and allow me to come back into my truth and to be able to love my children in a really beautiful way. Lavender is really awesome to help with cuts, bites, and stings. So it's a really awesome one to have on your family first aid kit. And for those of you that don't like the aroma of lavender, like it can be overpowering for some people, you can substitute that with petitgrain, which has very similar chemical constituents to it, so you can use it for pretty much the same things. Lemon. I love lemon essential oil. It is so beautiful. It is cleansing, purifying, and refreshing. It helps to uplift the mood. In fact, all citrus oils will help to uplift the mood, yeah? So you can massage one drop with any carrier oil for your choice over your heart when you're feeling a bit disconnected, isolated, or lonely. So that's throughout pregnancy, birth, and postpartum as well. It's just going to connect you back with the present moment, and it brings that sense of joy. It helps to lift your spirit, yeah? Applied topically can help to reduce swelling from edema. I shared this with a pregnant friend of mine, which helped to take the swelling down in her hands. You can also use lemongrass for that as well, which is fantastic. I wish I had had these oils when I was pregnant. My last daughter, so my third daughter, I was a summer baby, and I had horrific feet swelling from that. Like my feet were like twice as big, and it was actually really quite painful to walk in the later stages of the pregnancy. Lemon is actually really fantastic for seasonal allergies as well, and you can blend that with lavender and peppermint. Again, it's a citrus oil, so just be mindful that it is photosensitive, so you don't want to be applying that topically and going out in the sun. Balance is one of doTERRA's proprietary blends, so it consists of hoewood, blue tansy, and chamomile. It is a really, really beautiful oil to help just unhook from the drama and the story and allow you to just come back into the present moment, to take a breath, to pause, to get your breath, catch your breath a bit more, and to go about your day with solid footing. So it helps to create a sense of relaxing and rejuvenation. I love to have a drop of balance in a foot bath of the evening. This would be a really beautiful one to have a foot bath if you're breastfeeding, just to switch off if you've had a tough day with your newborn baby, yeah? Copaiba is a really beautiful oil. This is actually sourced from 4 different species of a tree from South America, specifically in Guatemala. It helps to support the health of the cardiovascular, immune, digestive, and respiratory systems. So it's really fantastic if you are feeling a bit congested or have anxious feelings where you feel like your breath is getting trapped. Copaiba can really help you connect with your breath a bit more and to relax as well. So it helps to soothe the nervous system. Fantastic if you're in labor and you're freaking out and you're just overstimulated or oversensitized. You know, as I mentioned before, one of the primary focuses for a laboring mother is to be resting, relaxing into the body, to come into that primal wisdom so that you can switch off from that external world and go within, yeah? It also helps to promote clear skin, reduces blemishes. It's a fantastic oil to help support with pain management as well, which would be useful in labor or even late stages of pregnancy, like for lower back pain, or, you know, if you have tension in your calf muscles as well. So yeah, it's a really great all-rounder to have for pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and then beyond. I couldn't choose any one of the emotional aromatherapy. These are some of my favorite oils. You can get them in the touch kit, and I think that every mother-to-be or new mother needs to have these oils. I love the fact that they're ready to go roll on. You can keep them in your handbag, in your purse, or whatever, and they're ready to go. So they serve many different functions. Can I hide that? No. Oops. I'll just go back one. Sorry about that. I'll just move this one so that you can read that. So Motivate is a really beautiful oil. It's kind of the citrusy peppermint. It is really uplifting, so it can help with headaches, focus, and digestive support as well, because it's got that peppermint in it. Cheer can help you with your women's cycle. So when you get your monthly bleed back postpartum, it can also then help with inflammation. It also helps to take the edge off when you're feeling really overwhelmed and bogged down with the responsibilities of taking care of a little person. Passion, I love passion. It's a deep and sweet and spicy blend. It can help when you're feeling overly tired, and also to help with those hormone balancing postpartum. Forgive, now this is perhaps probably the most powerful oil blend in this collection. It can help with congestion and respiratory support, but it's really fantastic for the emotional support as you journey on your role as becoming a mother. There's going to be so many times where you feel like you're not doing a good job, that you're not enough, that you feel like you're failing, that, you know, perhaps you did the wrong thing. And the reality is that when we become a mum, is there's no textbook manual for your child. Like, you've got to spend your time bonding and learning to discover each other and connect with each other and build that relationship with your new child. And sometimes you don't do things the best way you could do, and so you need to forgive yourself and move on and learn from what doesn't work. Yeah, Console is another blend that can really help you with that, to help appease those emotional turbulence that can come up. It's also fantastic for skin repair and bowel support as well. Peace for fertility and afterbirth support. So it's a really fantastic kit, this collection of oils, to have on hand. Yeah. So let's go specifically into pregnancy support. So I found this graphic, and I did research, cross-referenced it, and the general consensus with respects to using the essential oils, any brand of essential oils, like the type of essential oils, is that birch, cassia, cinnamon, rosemary, thyme, and wintergreen are a no-go for pregnancy. Now, I would further that with any of your essential oils. Just working from that safety perspective, is I probably wouldn't be using essential oils in the first trimester of pregnancy, just as you wouldn't go for a massage as well. And the reason being is it's such a sensitive time for the body preparing itself, and, you know, the womb's kind of doing its thing, growing the placenta, the embryo, the baby's growing, that you don't want anything else to inflict upon that. So that's what I would do. If you're not feeling resonant with that, then speak to your healthcare professional, or if you're working with a clinical aromatherapist, that they will have more concise information for you and your body. Because the reality is that within pregnancy is that everybody is different. Yeah. So here's your main safe oils to be able to use during pregnancy. So we've got lavender, frankincense, balance, which I spoke about, serenity, which is also known as lavender peace in Australia, wild orange, copaiba, fantastic oils for relaxation. Sleep, I would suggest lavender, Roman chamomile, which you'd also be using later for teething with your baby, serenity again, and the peace blend. Morning sickness, ginger, fantastic, right? Peppermint is also fantastic, using that aromatically, and lemon as well. Inflammation or swelling, so you'd be using your powerful anti-inflammatories, which would be frankincense, lavender, copaiba, and I put lemon in there for the swelling. Remember, I mentioned that it was really fantastic for edema, so when you do have that fluid retention, it can just take that intensity, the intense sensation away. So helping with your mood and your emotions, I would suggest balance, serenity or lavender peace, elevation, citrus bliss, geranium, which is a really powerful hormone support, and sandalwood. And within the pregnancy, I always encourage pregnant women to be making sure that they're focusing on gut health. Now, the reason being is there's more and more science validating this, like it's become a bit of a hot topic in the health movement, is that our microflora, so our microbiome and our bacteria that we have as mothers, we pass that on to our babies. We inoculate our babies with that. So you want to make sure that you're getting your gut health on track before baby comes along. And so when baby is born vaginally, they're getting a lot of different bacterias and flora that are in the vagina, and then also from the bowel as well. Like, there is a natural physiological and biological function for natural birthing with inoculating babies to prepare their healthy immune system and also a healthy digestive support as well. Labour and birth support. So that's a photo from my last free birth at home. like literally a meter away from where I'm sitting now. Clary sage, you've probably seen this. It's been talked about a lot. Clary sage is fantastic during your ripening stages of pregnancy. Do not use it before 38 weeks. It's a really powerful and potent oil to prepare the uterus. It can help create strong surges. You can also use it for pain management as well. So using that topically on the lower back when those surges begin to start. When I used Clary Sage, I diffused it in the birthing suite, and that just really helped to connect with the birthing energy. But there was a lot of stuff that happened in my birth beyond that. Lavender is another fantastic oil. Again, I mentioned before that it's, really beautiful to create that relaxing ambience, to create that space of safety, nurturing, and support, so that a birthing mother can surrender into her body, get out of the mind, into her body. Yeah. So lavender is a really beautiful oil to be able to do that. You could diffuse that. You could also apply a drop to a face washer and pat the mother down that way. Again, if you're a birth worker and you're working with birthing mothers, then always ask for consent first. And maybe you need to speak about these things in a birth plan before the mother's gone into labor. Yeah. Frankincense is another beautiful oil to have on hand for birth and labor. You can apply that topically to the lower back, the shoulders, tired calf muscles, because it's powerful anti-inflammatory properties, and it's really going to help the mother connect with the spiritual dimensions of the birth and also surrender into her body, just to take the edge off. Yeah. Frankincense is a really beautiful oil to blend with any of the other oils as well. So wild orange or citrus bliss, this is really beautiful oils to be able to diffuse in your birthing suite. Say, for instance, you were birthing in a birthing center or hospital. Depending on the different protocols of where you're birthing, hopefully you'd be able to have an electronic diffuser there, and that will just help to create a beautiful uplifting energy in the space. And they're really cleansing as well, so that as you step into that space, you're not going to be feeling any of the hospital vibes going on. Yeah. Rose and jasmine are really, really beautiful sacred oils to be using, which can connect you with the sacredness of birth, but they can also help to reduce your pain as well. So doTERRA has some beautiful touch varieties that you could use to roll on, and the smells from them are not overwhelming or overpowering. Peppermint is a really awesome oil to have on hand in your birth kit. It can help to open up the airways so that the birthing mother can take a deeper breath. When we're breathing deeply, that's our natural way to manage pain. That's why we encourage birthing mothers to breathe deeply. Also, if you were like me and you vomited during labor, peppermint's going to help you to create that fresh breath as well. So postpartum support. So hands down, I think the most powerful support that you can do is to really look for self-care. And what changed my world was the doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack. This helped to lift me out of overwhelm, that clouded mental fog that mothers can get in, the complete overwhelm of baby brain and kind of feeling like you're in a bit of a slumped energy, especially if you're a breastfeeding mother and you've got little dependent children and you're giving all the time. This is a really beautiful way to give back to yourself. So what the supplements are is they are a whole food supplement. There's no synthetics, no nasties in there. They help to increase your energy, help to reduce inflammation. It can help to assist with any chronic pain. Most people support feelings of feeling uplifted, a renewed sense of energy, and looking younger as well, if you're into that. What's interesting is when I went on the supplements, as I mentioned before, I'm really critically minded. So I went off them for a week because I wanted to make sure that they were actually working, or that I actually felt the effects of it. And I wasn't just tricking myself to believing that they were working because, I was doing doTERRA. And I noticed a dip on the next day, but I'd committed to taking a week off them. And yeah, I really felt the gap of how they help to support and sustain my energy levels and being connected and present. Like that was a huge thing for me, and creating the mental clarity. The really awesome thing about these supplements is in Australia, they're actually registered. So they are TGA approved, which is the Therapeutic Goods Administration or Association. And you can be provided with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's how much this company believes and has invested in this product, and that they know that they work. Yeah. So I'm just going to share with you some different ways to give back to yourself when you become a new mother. So for body love, the oils that I would be tending to use, and you would use them aromatically dressing. So you'd go for a shower, you'd have a beautiful ceramic or wooden bowl, mix your favorite carrier oil of choice, and then any of these oils. So 5 drops maximum, with a decent squirt of oil so that you could cover your whole body. And that would be grapefruit. Grapefruit is really fantastic to connect with your body. It also helps to assist with weight loss as well. It's been renowned for those qualities and properties. Ylang Ylang, which is a really beautiful sacred sensual oil to connect with your femininity, to connect with your inner child as well. Rose, really beautiful sacred sensuality oil. It helps to connect us with the divine spiritual realms and connect with the great mother. Yeah. Jasmine is another beautiful, jasmine's like my favorite flower. It helps to connect with your sacred sensuality. So it would be a really beautiful oil if you enter into this new mother stage and you're feeling disconnected from your sexuality, which can happen, particularly if you're breastfeeding and you're giving. Sometimes we don't want to connect on those sexual realms as well. So I would be using jasmine, rose, and ylang ylang. Would be really beautiful oils to help stimulate and promote that. Geranium is a fantastic and powerful hormone support. Rosemary is a really beautiful oil. Applying that topically over the body can help with cellulite, which is really cool. Sandalwood, it's the oil of sacred devotion, so it can help you to deepen into your experience as a mother. Passion, I just love that blend. That's got a few of those other oils mixed. Bergamot for self-acceptance. Lemongrass is a really fantastic oil, particularly with aches and pains postpartum. Like I had a bit of I still have today, arthritic pain and sciatica. So the lemongrass for me, I also used ice blue, helped with my sciatic pain when my hips were out of alignment after giving birth. Copaiba is another one of those oils to help assist with that, as well as frankincense. So stretch marks, oils that you would be considering to use would be frankincense, lavender, myrrh, geranium, helichrysum, which is a really fantastic, powerful oil to use, neroli, patchouli, and copaiba. So you could choose any of those oils that you feel really drawn to, or a mix. I really encourage people to work intuitively with their oils, and up to 10 drops in a 10 ml carrier. Or in a 10 ml bottle, and then mix with your carrier oil of choice. Immortelle, which is also known as Solubel in Australia, is a really fantastic oil blend for that. It is not diluted, so you can actually stretch that. It's pretty potent and very strong smelling oil, but really fantastic to support the skin for scarring, stretch marks, all that type of stuff, yeah? So womb love, so womb support when you're coming back into that first bleed postpartum. For me, I was one of those mothers that was bleeding, what was it, six weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks postpartum. My belly, my womb is ripe for fertility. So the oils to help assist any of the fluctuations with hormones, particularly as you're coming out of pregnancy. You've got breastfeeding hormones as well, and then going back onto your monthly cycle. So geranium, as I mentioned, jasmine, rose, claricum, as you see pictured, really powerful blend for any experiences of PMS or tension in the womb, cramping, bloating, that type of stuff. Ylang Ylang, patchouli, bergamot, melissa, which is also known as lemon balm, passion, console, and forgive. I mentioned console, and forgive, because if there's any connection point, so for cesarean sections, and perhaps you feel like you've failed as a mother because you didn't give birth vaginally, these are stories that we can tell ourselves. You can give love back to your womb and work with these really powerful emotional oils to help support the womb and to talk to your womb and to give some love back, and to just honor the fact that your womb has stretched and has helped to seed and create life within it. So these oils are really powerful and beautiful oils to connect with the sacred container that the womb is. Baby blues and hormone support as well, so going a little bit further. And this is something that I really wanted to share, and I'm sharing this very intimate photo of myself because it's a reality of what happens postpartum. So just for context, baby blues normally comes on in the first week. Mine consistently was around day 10 for me, and it's just a fluctuation of the body transitioning from pregnancy hormones to your postpartum hormones or your breastfeeding hormones. And it's just where you feel this dip of energy. You might feel a deep depression, loneliness, overwhelm, like you don't know what you're doing, that you feel scared, that all of these really intense and challenging feelings. So the best advice that I was given as a first-time mother was to feel the feelings, to lay in bed, to cry, keep feeding my baby, and to allow my body to do what it needs to do, which is to release these emotions. At the time, I didn't have essential oils for support, but journeying with the oils and what I know, how they help us emotionally, these are the powerful oils to help assist you if you're experiencing that. So that's frankincense, clary calm, geranium, jasmine rose, bergamot, wild orange, console, peace, forgive, ginger, ylang ylang, and melissa. And here's a little blend that I shared with you. 3 drops of bergamot, which helps to connect with your self-acceptance, that you are enough, that you're doing okay, that you've got this, 2 drops of ginger, ginger being the oil of empowerment to help you connect with your inner power as a woman, as a birthing mother, as a mother. Ylang ylang and geranium are the hormone support. They can also help to connect us with the divine feminine. And 2 drops of frankincense, which helps to connect with the sacred masculine support, and also it's the oil of our truth. So they're really beautiful grounding oils, but very gentle as well. Just a word of caution that bergamot is a citrus oil, so you wouldn't be wearing that and going out in direct sunlight. Breastfeeding. Upon the research that I've done, to feel comfortable enough from my perspective as a wellness advocate to share safe usage of essential oils, I would actually simply recommend the aromatic use for dealing with breastfeeding issues. So if that was low milk supply or mastitis or blocked ducts. And the reason being is that there will be emotional undercurrents that manifest these symptoms. So if you are experiencing a low supply of milk, the first thing that you need to be looking at is the output from babies, and making sure there's enough wet nappies and dirty nappies. That's between 10 and 12 during the newborn stages. That's of wet nappies. And going off the cues from your baby, there is a natural hormone dip at 2 weeks, 6 weeks, and 12 weeks. It's normally the 6-week period where most women give up breastfeeding. So I just want to encourage you that if there is no medical issue, that to trust your body and to trust the cues of your baby and to feed on demand. Make sure you're drinking enough water and eating enough as well. You need enough of those calories, and rest. So stress is a killer for your milk supply. So this is where your oils can come in to help you, to create that sense of relaxation and inner peace and connect with being worthy enough, The mastitis and the blocked ducts can manifest from feeling like you're not good enough, or that there's a resistance to nurturing and to giving, because coming from the breast, it's flowing out. We're giving life force energy to our babies. We're sustaining them. So you can begin to look at areas in your life where you might feel unsupported, or where you feel like you're not good enough. And I can attest to that in the days when I had full-blown mastitis, which I treated naturally with massage. It was incredibly painful, but I didn't want to go down the antibiotic route. It was a lot of these undercurrent emotions that I wasn't looking at and facing, and they manifested in that way. So, how to start your essential oil journey. If you haven't already, this is some really awesome information and the fun part. Yeah, so how do you get these oils into your hands? So the best way is to open up your own wholesale account, and that is either becoming a wellness advocate or a wholesale customer with doTERRA. So by opening up your own account, you're going to save so much money by buying the oils at wholesale prices, and you also get to slowly build your collection over time, which is really cool. You have the opportunity to take advantage of the generous loyalty rewards program, which I'll talk about in a minute. You get to be connected to a global community that is dedicated to making a positive impact in the world. And you also have the opportunity to be reimbursed for sharing your oils with friends and family, because let's face it, once you start using the oils and you're having positive responses, people are going to ask you what you're doing differently or what helped support you. And knowing that you have these beautiful alternative solutions, you can then share with your friends and family how they can get these products at wholesale prices as well, and then you get the benefits from that. So I want to talk about the loyalty rewards program just briefly. So what it is a completely free and optional to anybody that has a wholesale account. So what this is it gives you the opportunity to build your oil or product collection over time, and you get product credits back, which then you can use to get free goodies, free oils or free products. Yeah. So the beautiful part about that is you have the opportunity to earn 10 to 30% back of the PV attached to your orders, and you get them in points, which you redeem in product. You also get your shipping reimbursed, which is pretty cool. And you also have the opportunity to get access to free oils like the product of the month, or sometimes they have special bonuses as well. So as I mentioned, it's completely free. It's just a way that the company is honoring your loyalty. So if you're going to order consistently, you're going to get something back from your money. It's like a frequent flyers system, or like if you go to your local coffee shop and each time you get a coffee, you get a stamp, and then on the 10th coffee, you get a free coffee. Very, very similar, yeah? So then you're also connected to this global movement. So doTERRA has a beautiful heart-based culture. So yes, we're all interested in natural, pure products, but we're also interested in helping to change the world. Now, I, for one, am so proud to be a part of this company that is leading this inspiring change in the world, particularly in a lot of developing nations. As a very privileged white woman in a Western nation, it's fantastic to know that we can have conscious consumerism, that when I purchase these products, I am helping to provide empowering opportunities for real communities. And that's with respects to the co-impact partnership and also the healing hands endeavors as well. So we can actually make a difference in the world one drop at a time. So what are the benefits from having an account? So as I mentioned, you receive 25% off the retail prices of all the products. You can order online at any time. Like, you get your own account with your own office, so you can log in, you get it delivered straight to your door. Super convenient, yeah? You can build your collection up over time. You can earn free points back from it, free products, and then you get free shipping points as well. If you choose to share the oils, then you can get reimbursed for your referrals as well. And if you choose to do this as a supplement or replace your income, which is what I have done, it's been an absolutely rewarding and enriching experience, and there is an opportunity for that if you choose as well. So doTERRA has many amazing products, and sometimes it seems overwhelming to start with, that you can be like, oh, I know that I mentioned a lot of oils in this presentation, and you might be like, oh, what do I do? Like, where do I start? So to simplify the process, doTERRA has enrollment kits which bundle the most popular and the most used and common essential oils. So you can do it that way, or you can start your wholesale account with a $35 membership fee and add any of the products you wish to. Like, you've got two choices with this. I'm going to share with you the kits because I feel that they are the wisest decision to make, because when you bundle the oils in the kits, you're saving so much money as you bundle them. Like, if you actually did a comparison price of buying them separately at wholesale as compared to a bundle, you save so much with the enrollment kits, and you usually get a diffuser in the kits as well, which is pretty cool. So the largest kit that doTERRA has available is called the Diamond Kit. So this is for people that are serious about starting an essential oil lifestyle. So as you can see there, that's all the oils and products you get there. You get the supplement range. There's like the health and well-being. There's the spa range, most of your oils. You got the family physician kit, emotional aromatherapy. You got the Terra Greens. Like, it's just nuts, right? So it's a really fantastic all-rounder kit to get started today, to have all the products at your disposal. Most people that start doTERRA, after they've journeyed for a while and realize how amazing it is and how much they love the products, they wish that they started with this kit. A big reason being is because you get 400 free product credits. So as I mentioned, those product credits can be used to redeem for free products. And you start off at a 25% rebate, which means for the next purchases of the PV, you're going to get 25% back in points that you can redeem in more free product. Like, it's pretty awesome, yeah? So the total price for this is $2,600 US. If you're in Australia and you want this kit, please contact me first so that we can do a price breakdown so that you're really confident and clear on how much that is, because there'll be the currency conversion within that. But if you're in the US market, then you have that, that's at your currency. Another American kit, which is only available in the American store, I'm pretty sure it's in the UK store actually as well, is the Every Oil Kit. Very similar. So it doesn't have all of the products, but it's got all of the oils, most of them. The only difference in that is you probably wouldn't have your jasmine and your rose in that, like the really precious and rare oils. So this is a fantastic kit. It also gives you a carry bag, and you get the diffuser with that to really get started and have a comprehensive choice of your essential oils so that you can start your blending and begin to create your connection to these oils for many different usages. Yeah. So this kit gives you 200 product credits back, and then when you join the LRP, you're also going to get that 20% rebate, which is pretty awesome. So that goes for $1,800 US. The Natural Solutions Kit, this one pictured here is an American kit. There is an Australian version as well. In my opinion, this is perhaps the best all-rounder kit for what you get in it. So you get that lifelong vitality supplements, which is fantastic. You get a really awesome selection of oils, the carrier oil, the fractionated coconut oil, and your On Guard collection with your shampoo and conditioner as well, and a really cute storage box. And as you begin to cultivate your medicine cabinet and your oil collection, you're going to start to look for really cute boxes to store them in. So it is, coined the medicine cabinet makeover because it's a fantastic all-rounder kit. So that wholesales at $550 US or $635, and you get 100 product credit points back for that one. So it's a really fantastic all-rounder to start with, yeah? The next fantastic kind of mid-range, which most people actually opt in when they start doTERRA, is the Home Essentials Kit. And that gives you the 10 most popular and common oils that you would be using in everyday life. So it's got the frankincense and the lavender and the lemon in there, which I'd mentioned, on the peppermint. And then you've got really beautiful oils to help boost your immunity for health and well-being. And also there's a lot of blends in there that you can use to connect with the spiritual dimensions, particularly if you work with energy as well. So this is a really awesome kit. It comes with the pedal diffuser. It goes for $275 US or 330 Australian dollars. There's also a smaller kit called the Family Essentials Kit, and you get the 5 ml bottles of that. So just remember that a 15 ml bottle of the doTERRA essential oils has around 250 drops, and the 5 ml is around 80, 85. So just kind of keep that in mind, because it's more economical to get the Home Essentials Kit than it is the Family Essentials Kit. So just keep that in mind, yeah? And then there's also the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, which has those 6 powerful oils, which I mentioned before, and it comes with the petal diffuser as well. And that's actually the kit that I started with, which was really beautiful. Although in hindsight, I wish I had started with the Home Essentials Kit. They didn't have the natural solutions available when I began my doTERRA journey. So what now? Well, the best thing that you can do if you're ready to start your oil journey is to connect with the wellness advocate who introduced you to the wonderful world of doTERRA, whether they've sent you the link to this webinar, and connect with them so that they can help get these oils into your hands, your heart, and your home. And if that's me, or that you really feel called that you want my support and guidance on your essential oil lifestyle journey, then you can connect with me. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, you can email me, or if you're ready to do it yourself, you can head on over to my personal website, which is donnaraymond.com.au/essential oils, and you can follow the prompts there, which will then show you how to effectively enroll yourself. Any questions at all, if you want to join my team and journey with me, please reach out. I'm really fantastic at strategizing the best startup for essential oil journey. I really love to listen to people's needs and connect them with the most effective oils to start with. So if you're still feeling a little bit unsure, please reach out to me. I am happy to help. I will be around for the next hour as we complete this webinar. So I'm happy to help answer any questions online. I'll be on Facebook or via email. And yeah, I really hope that this webinar has provided some valuable information for you, and please keep doing your research and keep exploring this beautiful and wonderful world of essential oils and natural solutions, because they are so incredibly beneficial and life-changing. And I know for me, as a mother with 3 children at home, it's so awesome to know that I have these pure plant medicines at home that I can reach to first. And then if, obviously if they don't work in the way that I'd hoped, then I can go towards Western allopathic medicine. But it's fantastic to have a choice and a natural solution at home, because for me, I am totally invested in alternative health and looking for natural ways to do things and to support the body and the emotions. I also know that there is a place for Western allopathic medicine as well. And I feel like by journeying with our essential oils, we can become empowered by creating informed decisions for ourselves, for our health and well-being, and our family as well. So I just want to quickly reiterate, as I did before, that if you are a birth worker or birth support person and you are working with the essential oils, or you want to start incorporating doTERRA into that, then it would be ideal to connect with the birthing mother probably at around 36 weeks, 37 weeks, and to begin to have these conversations before she goes into labor. And that way, you've created that relationship and that clarity of what essential oil she may be open to. And then if on the day, if it's too overwhelming, then you've got your verbal or non-verbal cues that you can bounce off to, if she's like, no, it's too overwhelming, and you can work that way rather than trying to incorporate them on the day if there's been no discussion about it. And that simply comes back to respect. Yeah. So much love and many blessings to you all. Thank you so much for your time this evening. As I mentioned before, I will be uploading this to YouTube. I'll wait for it to download to the cloud, and it will be available with those links as well. So have a beautiful night.